What's going on, YouTube? It's CHIEFTEXX Films, your tour guide on the road to elevating your image. And on this channel, I like to highlight my ups and downs so you can capitalize off of my wins and suffer none of my losses. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos. Today, we're talking about the Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro. So I had a couple people inbox me and ask me, was I gonna get the 6K Pro? And listen, man, I really think I am. For two main factors, right? So the screen, it flips up, so you can see the camera from underneath, and it flips down so you can see face down, which is the reason why I have a monitor on my 4K. You know, it's the reason why I got a monitor on the 4K. A lot of people use the monitor to flip around for YouTube and see themselves. I don't really use the 4K for YouTube, being that I got the Panasonic G7 that I'm shooting on now. So, being the fact that the screen flips both of these directions, that's good enough for me to see it from pretty much every angle. So I don't know why everybody tripping about the monitor not, articulating out in 360 so you can see yourself. It's a cinema camera, man. Come on. Y'all asking for too much. For me, as a Blackmagic user, got the Ursa and the Pocket 4K. I love this camera, man. I love the fact that the monitor moves because the Pocket 4K, it didn't move at all. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the Pro moving. So my biggest thing is being able to take the camera out without rigging it out. So the fact that the monitor moves and I can see it from every angle, and they're saying that it's brighter than the 4K, so I can see outside. Hopefully, if I can see outside, the monitor is perfect for me. All the way around, I'm loving the monitor situation. Now let's look on the sides. Let's see what they have as far as connections go. So we have a microphone jack, headphone jack, HDMI, USB-C, 2 XLR mini ports, and DC power. Which for me, I do a lot of interviews. I do a lot of tattoo interviews on Born to Poke TV. Make sure you subscribe to that channel if you're not subscribed to that channel. But we do a lot of interviews there. So being able to have 2 inputs coming in, that could be game changing for me. I don't really know how I would set that up as of now. Right now on the Ursa Mini, we have 2 XLR ports. So, and I'm running the video micro on top of the Rode lavalier system. So that's just one input. Maybe I have to get another Rode lavalier system to link both mics, but I am looking into getting 2 lav mic situations going on for the interview. So that's a good look. Again, being able to do this without having to rig it out. They also have the EVF, which is extra. You have to buy it, which is, I don't know. I don't see myself buying that attachment, especially if the screen is bright enough, man. If the screen is bright enough, there's no need for no EVF for me in the way that I use it. 2 XLRs, the monitor articulates. Man, we in there. The only thing that we need a rig for would be the USB-C. The only thing we would need a rig for is the hard drive, which for me is not an issue because I don't use the hard drive. I think the quality is good enough at 12:1 and 4K. It runs 4K 60 on my SD card, so I don't even use a SSD drive on my Pocket 4K or the Ursa Mini. I'm just running 12:1. Now, if I get into a project where we shooting a movie and I gotta have the quality all the way up, then I would run a hard drive then, and I have one just in case that situation arises. But most of the time, the stuff that I shoot for YouTube, 12-to-1 is perfect for me, man. So that means no SSD drive, running on SD cards on both of these cameras. So as long as the 6K can handle that, then I'm good. I wasn't gonna get the 6K, being that the sensor crops in at 6K and 4K. So I've heard. I don't know. I don't have a 6K. So, but I'm thinking that the sensor crops in if you go to HD or 4K. Right now, my MacBook M1, I don't think it can handle 6K. It barely handles 4K. So I'm right in the sweet spot with 4K. So I didn't want to go to 6K. It's something that that would be the only downside for me to get in the camera. The camera's only $2,500. It's a no-brainer, man. Like, a lot of the times I rig the 4K up all the way, and it feels good like this. But sometimes, man, I just want to run the camera by itself, and that's it. And this is the perfect camera for that, I think. Being that they have the MPF style batteries that's going inside the camera, which that's what I'm using on my rig now anyway. I'm using the big one, the 950. I think you have to use the 550 with the 6K Pro, but it definitely lasts longer than what we had before. So the battery life is better. I can run my SD cards. The screen is good, man. This camera would be perfect to fit into my arsenal. If I didn't have a 4K, I'd have ordered it already, you know. But I know if you've been watching my channel, you know that my Ursa Mini was broke. I sent it into Blackmagic. There's nothing they can do about it. They said the sensor was corrupted. It was not. It wouldn't even cut on. But we had some cold weather in North Carolina. So I wanted to bring the Ursa in just as a prop so I can do this video. And so I didn't get a chance to do it the day that I wanted to do it. So I left the camera in the car. It's a brick, you know. I wasn't thinking, you know, it's cold, it's gonna mess the camera up. I didn't even care because it didn't even cut on. But I don't know what the cold did, but the camera works perfectly fine now. It works just like my 4K. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that it stays working because, I mean, it's an Ursa, man. Who wouldn't want that in their arsenal? So if the Ursa works, then I have a 2-camera setup with the Panasonic G7 as my YouTube camera / behind the scenes camera. So right now I'm sitting good, man. I don't really need another camera. The thing I'm focused on right now is lights, man. But would I get this camera if I didn't have a 4K in the Ursa? Definitely. And I still might get it, man. Just because you don't have to rig it up, man. You can run and gun with a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, man. Come on, like, that's amazing. The footage that comes out of that, to be able to just take the camera out, you know, incognito, and shoot like you would with a DSLR, man, unmatched. To me, hands down, this is the camera to get if you're a YouTuber, if you shoot music videos, documentaries, whatever, man. This is the camera to get. I ain't no fan of the Canon R5, R6, the Sony 7S, A7S III. Like, I never even wanted none of those cameras because I know that Blackmagic's footage is a lot better, man. So being that they came out, that I might be biased. I don't know, because I'm in the Blackmagic ecosystem. So for me, this is the perfect camera. But you know, one of those other cameras might be good for you. But if I was to recommend one, it would be this one. And like I said, I still might get it. So y'all stay tuned, man. That might be on the channel, depending on what my pocket's looking like. But you know what I mean? Black Magic, man. My hat's off to y'all, man. I appreciate what y'all doing for the industry, man. And I'm out. But y'all keep them cameras rolling, man.